Wow.
In Corvettes, you know, we've got from 53 the first year, pretty much all of the, you know, down to the 70s, you know, and
This is a low number car, correct?
correct. It sure is. It sure is. It's got 3,796 miles on it. It's number 27 serial number.
So does that mean it's a 27th built, or is it
27th built.
Wow.
27th.
My brother-in-law Dave will love this part because he's a Corvette guy. So will Jim Camposano. All right, so
My dad's a huge Corvette guy, and most of these Corvettes belong to my father.
you can see there's about 30 or 40 Corvettes here. We're not going to stop at every one, but we're going to walk up the row and maybe hand pick some of
50s
their...
and 60s, you know. You're in the 50s on this right-hand side that you're looking at right now.
There's somebody in that car. And me being a train guy, I see you got the Cannonball back
We've got
there.
the Cannonball and we have 2 trains, and I think there are
A mile of railroad track.
yeah, probably a mile of I don't know if it's a mile, probably a half-mile railroad track. And we haven't put it together. We bought it at an auction. It actually belonged to Tony George,
Oh, wow.
and who was the owner of the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, along with the carousel that's over there. And,
Yeah, we'll get a close look at that in a little bit.
Look at it a little bit later on.
So now we're into the mid-year.
Mid-year Corvettes,
Corvettes.
which are my favorites, and I think there are a lot of people's favorites. They drove great. They had great horsepower. Just really good-looking cars. Most of the cars we have are all big blocks or fuel-injected cars. They're there's something special. You know, they're
Oh, no doubt
high
about it.
horsepower cars. So that's what we kind of collect.
Yep. So
You know, big brake. We've got a 59 big brake car, which is fuel injected and made for road racing. Very cool car.
the big brake thing is is a pretty rare option.
Yeah, it's an extremely rare option. Big tank and big brake would be this is not a big tank car, but if it had the big fuel tank for endurance racing.
Right, I was going to say,
Which
so
was really
when you
big
say
back
road
then.
racing, we think of today just like, hey, you could go open tracking, but these were really built to do well in SCCA or
Correct.
some type of competition against Cobras and Jaguars, right?
Exactly.
Okay.
That's exactly what they're for.
The black is unbelievable.
Oh, the black
Oh,
is
my
just
God,
beautiful.
stunning.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, there are a lot of pretty cars. I like the dog dish hubcaps. That's
This is like probably my favorite Corvette that you have.
it's 61 or 60. It's probably 62. I think you're right. I think it is a 62.
Unbelievable. I mean, and you can look over our shoulder this way here.
That's 60. I think they're both 62s. Yeah.
Yeah, and even behind us, all the big block 427 Corvettes with the Stinger hoods.
Right. 67. You know, so it's yeah. Those are my personal favorites. 427, 435 horsepower, or the 66 4.25 horse car, which was really like 450.
Right. Big block El Camino.
El Camino.
And then my Ford guys and girls are going to love this Bill Strop Bronco 302. This was the Strop. This was a Strop prepared.
Correct.
Okay.
Strop prepared car.
Is it a 77?
No, 71.
71?
71, 72, I think. I can't remember what years they were built.
Okay.
I think they were 71, 72. Bill was, I think, if I'm not wrong, was the Mercury, head of the Mercury program and the road race program for Ford through NASCAR. And so he was a West Coast guy, and these cars were done for Baja. I think Parnelli Jones actually drove one just like this.
Yeah, I was going to say, isn't this like the Parnelli Jones paint job?
Yes, it is. The orange is the Parnelli Jones color.
Okay.
Yep. So that's one of my favorite Broncos.
Yeah,
Very
these are
cool.
really
very
neat.
very cool. Yeah, little Willies.
Willys, yep.
Yeah.
Some T-Birds behind
Some
us.
T-Birds. Yeah. 61 Bird.
And I love the
57s.
display that you have going on as far as like some of the early games, pinball, refrigerators, and of course like some of the signage up here. Really, the layout's really
Oh,
cool.
there's a little diner over in the corner.
Yep, people eating at the diner. All right, we'll spin around. We'll spin around this way. Of course, you saw the Corvettes. I see an Indian pace car Cobra.
Yep.
Mustang.
No mile car. It has.
No mile car.
I think it's got 8 miles on it.
Wow. Let's one of the cars that really interests me is the Continental. Can we take a look at that?
Sure, absolutely. 7 Lincoln Continental. which for Ford and Lincoln was a loser. This car cost as much. You could buy a Rolls Royce for what this car cost. Car base price was like just a little bit under $10,000 plus air conditioning, which was a fortune in 1957. And
Right.
Ford claims that they lost money on every one of these that they sold.
They are beautiful, though.
They are beautiful.
Can we take a peek under the hood? Because this has some
Absolutely.
unique exhaust manifolds on these, right? They were kind of almost like fender well headers.
Absolutely.
There we go. Look at that engine. I mean, they even threw design into the valve covers. You can see the ribbing and the big Lincoln logo, and then you can see the exhaust manifolds come up and then out through the fenders. These are like they're before the Chevy Deuces in Superstock. Fender well headers, or 57 Chevy guys did it too, I guess. The battery. Look at the location of the battery.
Battery behind the breather.
Wow,
Beautiful.
it is a beautiful
It's a
car.
work
It's a
of art.
stunning machine.
Yeah, and the interior is just to die for. This was what I understand, was the only American car that had fully dyed leather. So the leather's dyed all the way through. This was made in Scotland. This interior was. The leather interior was.
Wow.
Yeah, so it's a Continental Mark II, but just a beautiful, beautiful automobile.
Now what's going on with the? We're switching gears completely to the Slingshot Dragster over there.
Well, that belonged to a good friend of ours, and he's a Chevelle guy, and he drives a dragster, and he wanted a Chevelle we had, so we traded for his wagon, his tow wagon, and his dragster, rear-engine dragster.
Not a bad trade. What's going on with the wagon? Woody side.
Yeah, woody wagon for pull, so it's perfect. It's a super nice wagon.
Oh, I like the helmet in the trunk.
And this is the way you went racing, you know? You'd go to the track, you'd run, you'd load back up and go to the hotel at night. Everything had to be out of the track. And then you come back the next morning to start racing again.
Cool. And we got some, this is a worked out Focus RS
It is?
that you're going to take on track.
Yes, it's a track car. Actually, I sold it new. We have a local track here that they built a series for these cars. And the gentleman is just super, super busy that had this car built. Just doesn't have time to run it. So we traded him back for another vehicle. So then we also have a Gt500R.
Cool. So you got some Ford lines on there.
Yep, that's a car that I drive at the local track. Really, really nice piece of gear. That is
The local track, is that Putnam Park?
Putnam Park.
Oh, that's a fun track.
Yeah. So that is as nice, just off, out of the box road race car that you can do.
And that
You
might
just
be,
can't beat it.
bring it in. That might be something that people don't know about you, is that you do a little bit of left and right, because everybody knows you as a drag racer.
A little bit. I wish I had more time for it, but drag racing seems to take up so much time. I don't have enough time to get to Putnam. But
Oh yeah, you got some
hopefully
sticky tires and a cage in there. I like it.
Yeah.
Now, the 82 Camaro Indy Pace car, that's a Z28 that I remember seeing the first ads. I remember seeing the first ads on television for when this body style came out, and it was such a huge departure from the previous, from the Gen 2.
Gen 2 car.
That I think it wowed a lot of people, and these things did really well.
They did really well. They've sold I don't know what the numbers, but they sold so many of these Camaros. It's unbelievable.
The Indy Pace car in 82, does this have crossfire?
Yes, I think it's crossfire and fuel injection.
Yep,
Yeah,
okay.
absolutely. Yep. Yeah, the Z28, but we have done really well with pace cars. We buy a lot of pace car collections and resell them. We've done real well with them. They've been they're very highly collectible. People love the IndyCar pace cars. Chevy, really a cool car. This car's called Ricochet. We bought this car at the SEMA show. It was one of the top 10 winners that they awarded out there. Beautiful interior, beautiful. This is a Mercedes color, kind of a bronze color. Just really a unique color, really cool motor. You don't see any of the wiring. It's just a beautiful, beautiful car. The interior is just gorgeous. Super soft, plush. Guy did a beautiful job on this car. Again, a bike that belongs to my father. These BMW bikes, nice little Honda. It's got some really cool stuff. We've got some
This is a unique
Indians.
fork setup. Look at that.
It is. Yeah, I love the way that's all designed. Yeah, and then of course the Boxster motor. always a favorite of most
Oh,
people.
wow, yeah,
always
that's right.
the signature of BMW.
Look at that opposed engine.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder how that feels to ride. That's pretty wild.
Yeah. This is an R75. Really pretty. I think I think both of these bikes are very stylish.
But behind me here, everybody loves the Pantera, powered by Ford 351 Cleveland under the back.
Yep.
Most people know about
Yep.
a Pantera.
Yep.
This thing's pretty cool, and
Ford's attempt at building a Ferrari.
Ford's attempt at building the Ferrari. This one's even red, Di Tommaso in the body. And then let's take a look at the carousel.
Alrighty. Well, now for the carousel, which is one of our new pieces to the collection. This was purchased by Tony Holman, that owned the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, and we think it was for his daughter. And what we were understanding is that it was set up every year in the backyard, and then they take it down in the wintertime.
Oh, wow.
So it was bought for a birthday gift. It was built by the Allen Herschel Company in Tonawanda, New York, either in the late 20s or from 28 to 31. The company burnt down and all the records were lost. But the amazing thing about this carousel was it was 100% complete, except for the fabric top, which I'm sure he liked. But it's numbers matching.
That's pretty cool. It's pretty awesome to ride it.
It is awesome to ride it. We restored this carousel, but really the horses had already been painted, had already been repainted, and they weren't in great shape. They weren't really beautiful. So a craftsman that works for us redid the horses. We sanded them all down. He had never airbrushed anything in his life, and he did these. He did just a wonderful job. And we added some embellishments, some pinstriping, and some stuff to the carousel, as you can see even up top. We put LED lighting in instead of the old incandescent lighting. Original motor driveline is all original, and it's quiet and runs great. Really nice. But they did a wonderful job redoing the carousel. And I think it's one of the highlights of the museum.
It is absolutely what a wonderful centerpiece. And we'll give you a little close-up of the horses. The artwork on the horses is just stunning.
It's stunning.
Unbelievable.
And a lot of them have names on the horses, and they all belong to grandkids of my father.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Cool.
Alrighty.
This here is a 61 409 factory race car from Chevrolet, and they built 10 of them, and I guess this is the only one they can actually find nowadays. And it's a pretty rare car. I don't even think they sold these cars to nobody, but somehow, yes.
What's some of the stuff that, I mean, obviously it's got the fresh air inlet.
Yeah,
It's 409. Is this the first year for the 409?
I don't know.
Wait, is this 61? 61, yeah.
But it's kind of weird. It's got power steering.
Power brakes too.
Yeah, I don't know why they would have done that, but
Right.
4-speed. Yeah, 4-speed car.
Does anybody know what these things would have run? Like,
technical specs on the car for
oh, look at this.
to run
NHRA
NHRA.
tech specs.
Yeah.
Well, let's
pretty
take it
cool.
out.
Think I could run it this weekend at the U.S. Nationals? Yeah. I could sneak in with an entry with this thing. Wow, that's pretty cool. 442, you got a 442 next to it.
Yep.
Yeah.
On the battery tender here, we try to rotate the battery tenders in there to keep all the batteries up. W30 car, just a nice car. We've had a lot of Oldsmobiles. We were an Oldsmobile dealer for years, and we've always had really a love for these cars. They got really hot, and we ended up selling a lot of our Oldsmobiles and a lot of our Pontiacs that we had. So GTOs and these cars got really hot 5 or 6 years ago, and most of them disappeared out of the collection.
Everybody, Chuck Beach right here, 340 Mopar guys, got a Cuda that goes pretty far under the index. We're here for the U.S. Nationals, which is pretty cool. It's going to be a great event. I'll have more videos from the U.S. Nationals. And you met Randy. He's a Chevy guy and drag racer as well. And then your daughter, all your kids drag race.
Yep.
Everybody drag races, both daughters.
My son
And your son
Joey.
drag races also, event winners. So what else we got? Don't you got a Z28 with a cross ram?
We do.
All right,
Z28 Crossram. Let's go look at it.
let's check it out.
Probably my favorite car, 69 Z28. This car's equipped with a cross ram 302, which is DZ motor, which is, you know, I always think the ultimate. I always like this car better than the big block cars.
Now, did that manifold come in the trunk?
Came in the trunk or through parts.
Okay.
Yeah.
But it was not a factory assembly line installed component?
I think there's some debate on that, so I'm not sure. You know, I don't know that I really know the correct answer for you there.
But these were what?
Some claim that were
290 horse with the regular 4-barrel?
With the regular 4-barrel. I don't know what that picked it up to, so it was quite a bit more than that.
We're holding the hood up because this is...
There's no prop rod there.
Yep. Yep. And all the 69Zs were 4-speeds, right?
They were. And here's it's built for a very long period of time. Built well over a year because the 70 car was late to come out, so they built the 69 cars really late into the year. Here's a real rare car, 69 Z28, Daytona yellow, with yellow and black houndstooth interior. So most model years are typically over by July or August. They never start building these cars until that time of year, till August. Was for over a year they built this car before they built the yellow and black houndstooth interior.
Yeah, that's really
pretty
stylish.
rare. Yeah. Also one of my favorites, little Cushman scooter. Love the shifter handle, ice cream, but really cool. Little beautifully restored, beautifully done.
So Bill, all I know about this is it's an early Hemi, and it's got 3 2-barrels with an Offie intake and some really pretty finned Offie covers here on the valve covers. But what am I looking at?
Well, this motor actually came out of a little Curtis that we bought. So
neat.
it was a Curtis kit car that we actually put a small block Chevrolet in and one of my dad's race car transmissions and race rear ends in it, quick change rear end in it, that he was going to take to the track. Of course, it's never been to the track. So this is what actually came out of that car. So we redid the motor, put it all back together, so we have it if we want to put the Curtis back together again.
Neat. I see the Ford carburetors.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, very cool piece of gear.
Cool. Bill, this is a car that you don't see every day. White with a blue interior, and it's also a big block 4-speed.
Big block 396, new body style, 1970. Previous from the 69s we just looked at.
Right.
4-speed, love the blue interior. Great color combination.
I absolutely.
Almost looks like something came out of a Pontiac.
It really does look like a Pontiac interior.
Mm-hmm. It does.
And then, all right, so we can forget about this Camaro for a minute, because this, to me, right here,
67 Shelby GT500. This was a barn find. Actually, not even a barn. It was a barn find, and the guy took it all apart and brought it to us in crates.
wow.
Other than the body. Every panel was off of it. All the interior was out of it. There were just boxes of parts.
I have this exact car in 1/24th scale.
Love the color, Brittany blue.
Brittany blue. This is my favorite combo of a Shelby Brittany blue 67 GT500 with the white stripes.
Parchment interior.
Some of the things about this car that really they went over the top is even you can see the Cobra on the seat belt right there. This one's no console, GT500, 428 Cobra Jet. Actually, it's not a Cobra Jet, it's a Shelby engine, it's 67. This one has the inboard headlights, which we got some video on before. And you got some pretty cool stuff next to it, too.
Oh, absolutely. Got a super nice award-winning 68 KR Shelby that has won all kinds of awards. One of the nicest ones in the country. It is an automatic 428 car. 69 Boss, one of my favorite cars. Probably if you had to say, hey Bill, just keep one of your cars you have, I'd probably keep one of the Boss cars. I've got a white and black 69 brute horsepower with a motor that was shoehorned in the engine compartment. The big Boss 429.
Which was really built for NASCAR, right?
It was built for NASCAR. 70 R code, Mustang, Cobra Jet, very beautiful car. 428. This is a drag pack car, and just spectacular restoration. Super nice car.
Yeah, this thing's pretty sweet. Magnum 500 wheels. Beautiful car.
Yeah, and look at the red interior with the orange.
That is weird,
And
right?
so weird color combination.
I don't know
Extremely
that
odd.
I've ever
It's
seen that.
extremely odd, but that's
And
the
then-
way it was built.
Yeah. And then
the
over
way it was-
here, you got one of my favorites because as much as I love Mustangs,
The Torino guy.
I'm a big Torino guy, and this one has got the painted steelies with the dog dishes. 428. It's got the big block.
Bench seats.
It's cool.
Yeah.
So this is like really like a drag.
4-speed bench seat car, just very, very cool. And the right color, red.
Yep. Resell red for you.
Resell
right?
red.
Can we take a look at the engine?
Absolutely. Open it up.
Look at that. Ram Air. 428. Man, this thing is spectacular.
Super, super
Oh,
nice
I'd
car.
love to take this thing out and
Super
and,
nice
You know,
car.
good thing it's raining. Otherwise, I'd be out banging gears in this thing. And hey, as long as we're standing
Yeah.
right here, look what's next to this thing. We'll do one more car
Okay.
here.
Galaxy 500,
Oh,
427 car, R code,
4-speed.
4-speed car, just great color, Viking blue, just beautiful.
And for sale here at Ray Skillman Ford.
You got it. 411 gears, ready to go to the drag strip.
Bill, what is
Pretty car.
what is the website if people want to check out some of your cars online, not even just the regular new
Okay.
stuff?
So you have RaySkillmanClassicCars.com, or you can just go to RaySkillman.com and you can get to the museum or to any of our cars.
Anybody who wants to come check out the museum, what do they do?
It's it's open 6 days a week, Monday through Friday, or Monday through Saturday, excuse me. Saturday's a little shorter day, but usually they're here till 5 or 6 o'clock. Get here around 8:30 or 9. So it doesn't cost anything to come look and see something you have to have. We'll send you home with it.
Awesome. So everybody, thanks for checking out the channel. Be sure to subscribe. We got to get ready for the U.S. Nationals, which is coming up in just a few days. Bill, thank you so much.
You're welcome,
for
buddy.
having us here.
Evan, thank you very much.
It's been awesome, and we're also going to be doing a story on HotRod.com on the collection and on you guys racing.
Correct.
Bill locked down the championship in EFI Holly EFI Factory Supercar just this past race. So congratulations
Thank
to
you.
you as well.
Thank you very much.
And we're going to rocket at Indy this week.
We're going to do good. Thanks, buddy.
Thanks.
Appreciate it.